Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Action Figure Archive with Steve McLean. Hold it. Please put your hands together for the 67th best comedian of the 2014 Edinburgh Fringe, according to the Daily Mirror. You wouldn't make that up, would you? You'd choose somebody good like the Times or the Independent. Please put your hands together for, guys, your mate, Steve McLean! We're gonna do Star Wars! We're doing a Star Wars! Keep that going! Yeah, come on! Star Wars! Alex, I think I've kicked the arse out of it. Hello, guys! Do I even need this? Do I need to have... Yes, I do. Oh, fucking hell, I hate using... It's going to be really hard to use the mic, but we'll do it, guys, we'll do it. How are we doing? Welcome to Action Figure Archive with me, Steve McLean. First of all, let's address the two people I don't know in the room. Hello, guys! Can you edit that bit out? I don't want to seem like just my mate's pity cum. You know what I mean? Pity cum sounds like something else entirely, doesn't it? So what's your name, my man? John, you're a very good-looking man, if you don't mind me saying. You look like Action Man. Is that why you've come? It's like, oh, maybe he'll do me. I mean, you know. It's going to be that kind of show, guys. Very kind of you. Very kind. You look far better than I do. She does. Oh, well, mate, I'll be the judge of that. Don't decide what my sexuality is, but you're absolutely correct, mate. I'm not gonna. I was just being kind, if I'm honest with you, you big troll. And what's your name, my love? Francesca. Francesca, thank you for coming. How did you find out about my show? Rita McGee. Are you guys on to Rita McGee? Guys, if you don't know, Rita McGee's a message board for people who aren't virgins, I promise you. I'm part of that. If you are planning a show about Star Wars or action figures, join a message board and invite them along, and you'll get a quarter of your audience, guys. That's how it. So, what? You guys are on Rita McGee. Have I spoke to you?
Maybe, I don't know. I talk on there sometimes. I share music things, I think.
I'll be the judge of that, John.
You got added by Martin. If you know Martin Hall. Yeah.
I mean, this is just going down the cul-de-sac of my friends, isn't it? But I mean, you know, give me a cheer if you identify as a geek or a nerd. Give me a cheer if you don't identify as a geek or a nerd. You're fucking outnumbered tonight, guys. The virgins are overtaking you. This is what the future's going to look like in my eyes. This is my Edinburgh show, and I'm not going to lie to you guys. I did the last show on the 27th of August, and I have not looked at it since. So it might be a hard 40 minutes for everyone, okay? And when I say 40 minutes, the best we got to in Edinburgh was 35. So just, you know, just kind of... Who knows the difference between an action figure and a collectible? Shout out, it's cool.
Action figures have moving parts.
No.
Take them out into the box.
There you go. It's basically that's it, right? An action figure is a plastic toy aimed at children, okay? A collectible is a plastic toy aimed at children. And men of my size and girth like to keep them all wrapped up nice and tight, untouched by the human hand, a lot like their virginity, just away from the whole of it. So we all know the difference between an action figure and a collectible now? Okay, so everything I'm going to show you is absolutely out of the box, and I don't mean that in a maverick kind of way. I mean that in a very specific kind of way. Let me have a look for the first one. There's going to be a lot of this, by the way, guys. Anyone know who this is? Shout out. Oh, no, Optimus Prime, who said Soundwave? Soundwave, him right there. You were the winner, sir. And also the loser of that competition. Don't worry, there'll be plenty of that going on. Soundwave is the shittest of the Decepticons. I don't know if you know that. I'll tell you for why. Soundwave, transform and attack the enemy. Transforms in a cassette player, guys. What's he gonna do? What the fuck's he gonna do? Play Nickelback at them? Oh, man.
Are you sure that's not the Miss Marvel pager?
Great story. Right, so... No, this is definitely Soundwave. I mean, you interrupted a bit there, set into a bit about Nickelback, but thank you. Thank
What are
you.
you talking about Nickelback?
Any Nickelback fans in?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, I've done this 24 times and it's never got a cheer. Oh my God. Outside of you two, anyone else? Not you two. Can anyone else name a Nickelback song? No. Look at that. Okay. Can you name a Nickelback song? Rockstar. Oh yeah. You are no longer the loser, sir. The mantle has been passed down here. Are you a big Nickelback fan, Andy? Bear in mind, this is the first time I'm meeting you, and you're dating my best friend, so, you know, rein it in a bit. Did anyone see the review for the last Transformers film? From The Guardian. There was a review from The Guardian, because the last Transformers film was notoriously loud and dull, and the review was, it was like being shouted to sleep. That was fucking brilliant. Who's got a favourite? Give me a cheer. Who's got a favourite Transformer? Who's got one? Okay, this next bit's going to go really well, guys. Who's your favourite Transformer? Bumblebee. Okay, so he turns into a Volkswagen. You know why he's back in the Volkswagen? There's a new Bumblebee film. I don't know who asked for that, by the way. What really is a Bumblebee film, but yeah, he's back in Volkswagen mode. The Volkswagen didn't want to be associated with the violence of the Transformers. Do you know that? This is the Volkswagen invented by Hitler. So he's back in Volkswagen. My favourite Transformer is one called Six Train. Anyone know Six Train? No? Six Train. Well, so, I mean, Transformers, they were a thing that transformed into another thing. You know, they're kind of robots that transformed into cars, planes that transformed into robots and things. The Six Train was different. Six Train was... He was made up of 6 individual trains. That's how he got his name. It wasn't a coincidence. You know, his arm was a train, his leg was a train, his body was a train. The problem with that, of course, is 1 in 6 trains is either delayed or cancelled. You know? 6 train, transformed, attack the enemy. I can't. Why not? Because my arm's currently outside of Swindon. A rail replacement arm will be along presently. Andy, man, I started with the phrase rail replacement arm, and I worked backwards. And now I've got a show that cost me £400 on eBay. I know, I've got to make this. Look at this. I mean, I was doing it in this jacket. This jacket's fucking. It's so warm. It's like made of 100% Muppet skin. Until somebody pointed out I looked like a fucked up children's entertainer. But because of my girth and my hair, they said I looked like a children's entertainer solely for the children, the offspring of the BNP. I know. You can see it, can't you, man? Don't nod, Andy. We're going to really fall out, man. Thanks, man. Thank you very much. That's what I want. You give me a fist bump. Oh, dear. I did a fist bump to someone at my show, and they gave me a potato. It was fucking beautiful. Right. Where do we go now, Andy? Can you remember? Okay. Really. You're one of those chatty Scotsmen, aren't you? I'm from just outside of Glasgow. I'm from Dumbarton. Yeah. Does anyone know Dumbarton? Dumbarton's a rough, you know a little bit? Dumbarton's a rough old whiskey town. It's the kind of place the word glass is both a noun and a verb. You know, it's the kind of place people die doing what they love, and that's heroin. Okay, guys, thank you. Get the measure of the room. You don't like a dead Scotsman. That's fine. Any other Scottish people in? Yeah. There's the weakness of the heroin addict there. Haven't had any shortbread yet. Any Star Wars fans in? Fucking brilliant, right. So, did you all see the last Han Solo film? Did you all see it? Yeah. What do you think about it? Yeah. It sucked. I thought it was all right. I thought they could have titled it better, but they kind of titled it accurately Solo. You know what I mean? It's kind of. But I also thanks. That there's going to be basically about 6 jokes tonight. That was one of them. So, John, I need you to count the jokes. Okay. Okay. So last night I got to 6. It was a 3-hour show. Okay, so you're not going to need 2 hands. All right? Here's joke number 2 coming up. Are you ready? And also, don't rely on them to know where the jokes are. I'll tell you where they are. Okay? All right.
I like to play.
Here we go. You ready? What's Han Solo's favorite kind of bread? Ciabatta! Come on, guys! Number two, here we go. I also thought there'd be much less of a rebellion if the Death Star, if the Imperials had a better naming and branding and marketing department, you know, because the things that had death or destroy in front, like the Death Star, call it an intergalactic fun ball, you know, Star Destroyers, party cheese triangles, you know? And bear in mind, this next toy, and you can tell the toys I can't afford, I've got printouts of them. This was a toy aimed at children, and let's be fair, 1978, it was aimed at little boys. This was a toy aimed at children, and they thought this was a good idea to release a toy called Death Squad Commander. Oh my God! If your surname, I mean, in my mind, Squad Commander's his name. It's not a title, you know. It's a hyphenated surname. Squad Commander. The first name's Deeth. You know, and he works in IT. You can get on board with him now, can't you? But if your surname is Squad Commander, don't name your firstborn child Death. That's my. Oh, these are out of order. That's a My Little Pony. Look at that. That'll be later. Fuck, there's loads of My Little Ponies. This is alarming. They are laminated, my friends. These fell out on the tube, you know. And it's really weird when people look at you and you've got a full-size picture of a Death Squad Commander that you can wipe clean. You know, they think it's... And the jacket, yes. I mean, we're trying to get away from that, but thank you for... Oh man, this one's Sand People. Does anyone remember Sand People? Yeah. I mean, I've got a couple of issues with Sand People. First of all, the plural. You know, it's Sand Person. And also, you get about 6 minutes of stage time and 6 minute time of Star Wars and it gets an action figure. You know, if you got Sand People for Christmas, your parents fucking hated you. Can I have a Star Wars figure for Christmas? Yes, you can. Can I have Han Solo? You can have Sand People, you little prick. Oh, man. I think Sand People as well is quite a derogatory term, isn't it? I bet you no one in the Sand People community refer to each other as Sand People. I'm trying to do political Star Wars comedy. It's not working, is it, John? I'm not going to drop it because it's the clever bit. Do you know the other name for Sand People? Tusken Raiders. What's that if it just doesn't demonize the whole species? They can't all have been raiders. Some must have done the admin. Oh, do you see, before I went to Edinburgh, Donald Trump said, I'm going to create a space force. Did anyone see that? Yeah. Space, that's fucking man. What's that? It's the rantings of a toddler, you know? I want to be president. I want to have a space army. I want milkshake from the tap. And he was asked, why, they did some vox pops of some gentlemen in the South, the Hicks, and they said, why do we need a space force? And his answer was Space ISIS. In my mind, that's exactly what Space ISIS looked like. Oh man, this one is John. Another joke coming up. You ready? You ready? Okay, here we go. You ready? That's 21B. He's named after a pencil. Come on, guys! Oh, I had someone in the crowd in Edinburgh, and they went nuts for that. And it turned out they worked in a stationer's. And I said, "Oh, your favourite superhero's Ryman." Come on, John. That's not fucking. Get the show you deserve. Does anyone remember He-Man? Yeah! Fucking nice one. My gran used to call him Hemin.
My first crush.
What, He-Man? Oh, you have been disappointed your whole life. Because He-Man's gay. So most of your crushes, fair dues then, you know. I'm not sure how you work it out, but you make it work. That's what I do think 1980s America was a really conservative place when He-Man came out in 1985, and there was not much other than the straight white male agenda. And I think because of that, the makers of He-Man, they were infiltrated by the gay mafia to try and present a different world to the American youth. And the reason why I think that is because as an action figure, they released a man in his pants and his alter ego Adam's in a tight white clubbing vest.
He's still my heart.
I've got to think about okay, this one's got no legs. Right, it's not a weird. I've not pulled the legs off. Okay, that's Stratos. He's got no legs. You don't come around my house and have some kind of He-Man human centipede leg emporium going on. Skeletor as well. There's this arch now. Also got no legs. Again, I haven't. But if you look at all the, this one's called Duncan. That's what you want from a superhero, isn't it? The Skeletor's attacking. Somebody get Duncan. Sounds like he's really good at DIY, doesn't he? It's kind of, he looks like a really buff Chuckle Brother. I don't know if you can see that. But they've all got the same. They've all got the same body. They've all got the same molded body, and you could argue that's because they were. Oh yes, mate, you are not living up to Duncan. They've all got the same molded body, and I mean, you could argue it's because they were saving money on the molds and making the toys. I think that's bullshit. I think the answer is there's only one gym and a turnier, and only one personal trainer. I want to work in my quads. You get the same plan as everyone else, Duncan. John, that's another bit I'm not dropping because I enjoy. I know it's weak. Where are we up to? I wouldn't mind, guys, but this would be pretty fucking slick. This is...
Up to Duncan.
We're up to Duncan. Well, I think Adam was up to Duncan at some point. Hey, come on, guys. Love those guys. Love Adam. Yeah, that's it. But hey, that's magical riffing, my friend. Yeah, that's, you haven't paid for that. That's free. Oh man, thanks, Harry. The sound of one person laughing there. That's what I'm going to try and do, is make you all laugh individually. So stick around. Everyone's going to get a turn, but just one. This is Hammerhead. Do you know Hammerhead? Less stage time, less screen time than the Tusken Raiders, and he gets his own action figure. But kids can be so cruel, because what's that if it's not just a tumour? This is the part it starts going low. You know, this is the Joseph Merrick of the Star Wars universe. Oh, guys, thank you for laughing at that, because so many people look at you blankly, and you have to say, this is the only Elephant Man Star Wars gag on the circuit. If you don't like the gag, just appreciate the niche. That's how I... Oh, man, there's a little offer sticker on that one. It says, Free Boba Fett. That's not an offer, that's a movement. Free Boba Fett! Free Boba Fett from the Sarlacc pit! Oh, man, I got in Edinburgh, I was getting a lot of guys come along, and they weren't there for the funny, they were there just to make sure I was factually correct. And it was always men in their 30s with a receding hairline going, yes, he was right, Boba Fett was in the Sarlacc pit. This is one of my favourites. This is EV-99. Do you remember EV-99? One of the very few female Star Wars characters in the original trilogy. You never realised she's a woman? She's called Evie, guys, for a start. Look at the thigh gap. Look at the unachievable waistline. George Lucas is a prick. Oh, man. Oh, it's really... Woo, yeah, he is. Star Wars has been trying its absolute hardest to be really inclusive lately, hasn't it? It really has. And that's a good thing. I think we all agree that's a fucking good thing. But I don't know if you saw... Before The Force Awakens came out, there was a hashtag called Boycott Star Wars. Did anyone see that? Yeah. No? Not even the Reading Geekers? You saw it. It was, for those that don't know, Boycott Star Wars was a movement. It was a bunch of racist Texans. Is there any other kind? Racist Texans. And they were saying, because Star Wars had a new black lead character and a new female lead character, it was presenting an anti-white, anti-male agenda. Woo-hoo! I don't think you're my crowd.
I'm not white, I'm not male. What do you want?
Then don't woo the anti-white, anti-male agenda. I mean, guys, and thank you for bringing attention, because, stay with me here. Because there is something about a large, white, bald guy talking about race in a basement that makes you all very fucking nervous. You know? Currently your assholes are going from there to there. Where's he going to go with? If your arsehole's starting point's there, have a rest at the weekend. But I don't want to completely blow that out of the water. But no. Oh man, I had to let him in. He helped me with the flyers. I don't want to blow that out of the water, but even with shush, I'm not great at the audience interaction, despite how I look. Even with the new, this is a tense pit, Andy. This is a tense pit. I'm doing a political comedy here. I'm not just showing you my shopping. I've got such a fucked up eBay profile now, I can tell. And when I buy things in shops, the security just eye me as I leave. It's kind of, but even with the jacket, I know it's unreal, isn't it? It's kind of. Oh right, where was I? I feel I've lost the momentum of the hard-hitting political point I was going to make. Let's go back to it. Even with the new black character, there's still, up until the release of The Force Awakens, there was still only 5 black people in the entire Star Wars universe. Black people were outnumbered by Ewoks. And the worst thing about that is, out of the 5, only 3 of them had proper names. Lando Calrissian, Mace Windu, the new guy Finn, and then one was called Security Guard, and the other one was called Chief Security Guard. Not exactly taken over racist America. The only group of people that black people outnumbered as a demographic was women. That's all right, my man, isn't it? Don't high-five that, you misogynist motherfucker! That was a test and you failed! Nobody sleep with him tonight. Getting a close look now, I find it harder. I know. Right, so, how are we doing? I feel I need to go back to something a little bit lighter there, guys. I feel I'm kind of like... Oh man, this is alarming because we're powering through this.
Give us the ponies!
Just calm yourself, buddy. Do a bit more He-Man. We'll do a bit more He-Man. But we'll do this first. Do you all know Breaking Bad? Do you all know? Yeah, Breaking Bad, the show about crystal meth. This is a toy from the show about crystal meth. This is a camper van. This means toy manufacturers, and it was on sale. It's not like Forbidden Planet. It was on sale at Toy Master. So this means both toy manufacturers and buyers have decided, you know what kids want to play with? Toys from the show about crystal meth. Shall I do some action figures? No, fuck it, camper vans. Oh, John, man. That cost me £2.50 to print out. I don't feel like I got £2.50's worth of laughter out of it, if I'm honest with you. It's even worse as well, John, because I bought it. That's a £10 beg for laugh there, guys. Thank you very much. I mean, talking of absolutely fucking pointless toys, this is, these are action figures of the Waltons. How disappointed in your children would you be? You can have action figures of the Waltons. You can have acid. These cost me £80 on eBay, guys. And John Boy's missing a foot.
I just want to know where they touched the child.
I want to be at the show you're at. What, you want to use them to get children? You actually want to use John Boy from the Walton? You want to scar children even worse? What, John Boy from the Waltons is lovely. It's people like you that get people sent down with... Oh, who else is a pedo? Jimmy Savile, David Lee Travis, John Boy from the fucking Waltons. No one else thinks that. Oh, man, let's go back to He-Man, because I feel we've gone massively off script and a worrying tangent because of you. This is... looks like a pedo. Anyone else in the Waltons family look like a pedo? Just... No? Anyone from Little House on the Prairie? No? Michael Langdon? Don't nod at Michael Langdon, he was lovely! It's just a conversation now, guys. The show's getting retailed for next year. My favourite paedophiles. Blame her, don't owe me! This is not gonna fly now. We've gone so dark. I was talking about He-Man and inclusion. I don't think you believed me, did you? I think you thought I was making it up just to come. Right, this is Skeletor and his number one, Evelyn. Right? That's 1984. The second most important person in the evil horde is a woman. That's all right, isn't it? Either that, the evil horde had a vote, and they thought, rather than actually have a woman in charge, they'd have a skull and a muscle suit. This is the Hillary and Trump of 1984, guys. That's what's happened. Oh, man. I think I'm gonna keep playing the He-Man bit, I think. I don't think you do believe me when I say about... I don't think you believe me when I say about, kind of being the gay mafia. This guy's called Fisto. Look at the fisting action, guys. Oh, who looks the most uncomfortable? Let's... Did you think you were getting this when you came into this basement? Fisto.
I'm not psychic.
You are. Oh, man. He's called Ram Man. Rub Ram Man's head. Oh, he doesn't like you. Rub Ram Man's head. Oh, he likes it. Andy, rub Ram Man's head. Go on, Andy. Oh, he got off before you got there, Andy. This is so fucking lowbrow. Here's one for the ladies. He's called Extender. I know. Again, he's missing arms and stuff. I would like to reiterate, I haven't got them kind of. So make them into a necklace, guys. Look at that. All of my victims. Oh man, this one's one of my favourite. You might not know. Does anyone know who this one is? This one's called Too Bad. Right? Because there's two of them, but it's not TWO bad. It's TOO bad. Like it's sarcastic. Oh, you're conjoined twins. Too bad. It's double fisting action and too bad. So, Andy. This is the first time I've met you and probably the last. How are we doing for time? That's fucking long. All right, so we'll do another couple of bits. Bits of Star Wars, and then we'll have a look at some ponies. And then we'll end on a sing-song. I didn't put the sing-song on the flyer because none of you would have come. I have met you now. Never again. So it's 5 to 5. John, it's 5 to 5. It's not, but let's set up a premise. It's a comedic premise, mate. 5 to 5 on a Thursday evening. Tomorrow's a bank holiday, right? Just go with it. Fucking hell. All right, it's 5 to 5 on a Friday. Monday's a bank holiday. See what I mean? They like it to be factually correct, my audience. I said that earlier, didn't I? Right, it's 5 to 5. I feel I've got too many friends in the audience that they feel it's a comfortable conversation. Right, John. It's 5 to 5 on a Friday. Monday's a bank holiday. Okay? You work in the Star Wars action figure branding department, and you have one more figure to file, and then you're off for 3 sweet whole days. And that is when you come up with Yak Face. Lazy, phoned-in, motherfucking yak face. Have you got that figure? Yeah, I'm off. See you, bye. Yak face. Oh, man. The yak face was outside of the vinyl Cape Jawa, but yak face is one of the rarest figures, and that's because he was the last figure to be. And basically it meant he was one of the rarest because no fucker bought him. And the reason why no fucker bought him, because he's yak face. They're really just phoning it. They're just saying, I can't be arsed in yak face. But you think yak face is ridiculous? Prune face. They've just given up now, guys. I don't know, can you all see, it's a bit shiny, can you all see, you can wipe clean prune face as well, which is a bit, but can you all see prune face here? Can you all see his big fucked up pruny face there? They've given him a cape that covers his whole body. And it's like, thanks for covering the body, but that's not the part of me I want to hide, guys. I look like a fucking prune. It does actually now come. He does look like Nigel Farage. Oh, thanks. Thank you. I mean, it's your show now, mate. Thanks. Good night. Really gonna walk off stage, Alex. I paid for the room. So in 1987, Barbie was the highest, the best-selling toy for little girls, aimed at little girls. And in 1988, for the first time ever, in like 30 years, Barbie was knocked off its porch. You can get the Barbie porch set. That's what I was thinking of, guys. The swing and it was knocked off by My Little Ponies. They were, and I used to think they were fucking terrifying. They were tiny, brightly coloured, squeaky-voiced psychopaths. And so I thought, well, I have to kind of do stuff about My Little Ponies. And I went out, and this is a modern pony, and this is fucking terrifying. Half fish, half pony. If you gave that to a small child, they'd fucking cry. I am going to kill you. I am going to kill you. Is it Francesca? Hello, Francesca. This is ideally the best first meeting I've ever had with anyone. Some kind of Island of Dr. Moreau's Gestalt pony. Half Little Mermaid, half Little Pony, bang. There's even a join where you see they've just lumped two toys together. But if you turn it that way, guys, it looks like a very extravagant sex toy, doesn't it? I mean, look at the colours in this. Look at the chemicals. There's more chemicals in this than Macaulay Culkin at a Michael Jackson sleepover. Come on, John! I mean, Francesca, look at the vibrating pony. Look at it. Look at it. I'm going to ask you, Francesca, can I ask you a question? Francesca, answer honestly. Be honestly, but look at the pony. Be honest. Francesca, would you put this in you? It was a request. Would you put this in you? I've got no ending to this bit, guys. I just hold it up and hope something comes. Number 5! So, Francesca, you hold it for me. Use your fingers. Use your fingers, that turns it on. Okay, when I say so, use, okay? Okay. So, I mean, this is the modern version of Applejack. Do you all know Applejack? Any pony fans? Is Applejack in? Sister's favourite? Oh, This is the original Applejack from the 80s, you know? It's getting a cheer for buying things, it's great. It's like a Tinder day, isn't it? That's the profile picture, but that's who turns up, guys. Transformers got a lot of stick for having suggestively titled toys. There was a whole kind of... run of toys that sounded like male penises, kind of euphemisms for male penises. Well, as opposed to female penises, yes. You're a treat. But no, there's Optimus Prime, there was Ultra Magnus, there was Rodimus Prime, there was Omega Supreme. They had one called Blowpipe. There was a Dinobot, there was a dinosaur robot called Slag. And they got a lot of stick for that, but this one blows out of the water. This is a My Little Pony. And she's called Morning Glory. Did you know that? Did you just know? You've got Morning Glory. Yeah. Oh, guys, you guys are filthy, because Morning Glory is just a flower, okay? So that's why she got a little bit of Morning Glory on her bottom there. And a tiny little bit of Morning Glory on her face. She's had a great night, guys. She a boy? She a boy, did you say? I tell you guys, factually correct. That's what they fucking want. They don't want jokes, they just want you to be right. Francesca, I mean, look at this, though. Look at this. This is absolutely terrifying, isn't it? It is. Is there anything? I mean, hold it up to the light, and you can see through her skin. Is there anything more terrifying than a tiny little orange pony with giant eyes and see-through skin? And there is. That's a tiny little orange pony with giant eyes and see-through skin. When you touch a button on her bottom, she does a tiny little Nazi salute. I had a lady in the audience, she goes, oh, my ponies weren't scary. I says, that's because yours weren't in the fucking Third Reich. Is there anything more terrifying than a tiny little orange pony with giant eyes, see-through skin that does a tiny little Nazi salute? And there is. That's a tiny little orange pony with giant eyes, see-through skin, does a tiny little Nazi salute with a laser in the hoof, guys. I am going to kill you. I am going to kill you. Oh. John, you know when you do prop comedy and you get a bit that works, you basically have to buy a backup. What did I tell you about the BNP children's entertainer? I've had a really good idea, actually. You ready? Alex, kill the lights.
Yes.
Kill the lights. You ready? Hold that.
Nazi pony disco! Nazi pony disco!
It was terrifying.
Your focus can get anywhere. You thought me, my flatmate, would save you.
Oh, man. Bring it back up, Alex. That was... Oh, man. Right, I mean, that's about us. We'll end on a sing-song. Can anyone see my guitar there? Thanks, man. Thank you. Man, I said to her, I said, I'm sure I'll like him. She goes, I'm not. She was right. Can you all hear this? Because I haven't plugged it in. I mean, Jesus Christ, good job not wearing the jacket with this tiny little guitar, isn't it? It's going... so I'm going to sing a few things that I don't like, okay? And then I'm going to point at some of you, and you think of a toy that you don't like, and make sure it is a toy, guys, because during the Fringe, somebody shouted out Maggie Thatcher. And I do agree, I don't like Maggie Thatcher. I just don't think you can get the action figure yet. I say yet. I don't want Captain Planet. He's just a vegan with a mullet. I don't want Power Rangers. It's just 5 sex gimps in a basement. That actually sounds all right, actually, now I think about it. Get Fisto involved there and we will have a good time. I don't want Sylvanian families. It's just mice in a house. And I've already got that, and I'm trying to get rid of them. Because they're just Poundland Transformers. You knew you were poor if you got GoBots for Christmas. I got GoBots every Christmas. I know. It's not supposed to be sympathetic, it's just supposed to be a throwaway line, guys. Don't go away feeling sorry for me. Go away feeling happy. Or ambivalent. I don't want... One, it's not catchphrase, don't just say what you see. 2, don't lie, you fucking love fish pony. I don't want fish pony. Me think the lady doth protest too much. I don't want Action Man. Action Man? I don't want Action Man. Because he makes me question my sexuality. He really does. He's fucking buff, man. And he's just... no penis, though. Do you remember just blue pants with no bulge for a penis? And that really fucked me up growing up because I had several Action Man and I thought I was deformed. All right, we're going to have a little sing-along. It's a call and response song. Do you know what a call and response song is?
Yeah.
I want Ram Man.
I want Ram Man.
Give me Ram Man.
Give me Ram Man.
I want Fisto.
I want Fisto.
Give me Fisto.
Give me Fisto.
I mean, that's nice, guys. In Edinburgh, I was sharing a venue with this student doing improv. I know, a student doing improv at the Edinburgh Fringe. What are the chances, eh? I'm a cafetiere. You're a cunt. Right. But he was getting everyone to sing a hallelujah kind of Jesus gospel vibe, and I want that. So let's give it a better go than that, okay? I want Fisto.
I want Fisto.
Lots and lots of Fisto.
Lots and lots of Fisto.
I want Ram Man.
I want Ram Man.
Especially in the basement.
Especially in the basement.
Nice, nice.
Nice.
Hey Steve, can I get you a drink? Right guys, just the men. I want Ram Man.
I want Ram Man.
Give me Fisto.
Give me Fisto.
I really love Fisto.
We love Fisto.
Sorry to find out this way for Francesca. Just the women. I want Fisto.
I want Fisto.
I really love Fisto.
We love Fisto.
I want Fisto.
I want Fisto.
Lots and lots of Fisto.
Lots and lots of Fisto.
Just you. thank you very much. I mean, oh, thank you guys. I was taking an encore anyway. I paid for the room. Guys, thank you very much for coming. Did you enjoy the show? Oh, nice one. I mean, it's a 40-minute show at the moment. It's hopefully going to be an hour at some point for the next Edinburgh Fringe, but we don't know. I might get... Last year I did a show all about Richard Nixon, and this year I didn't do a show about Richard Nixon because I wanted people to come. But I'll tell you a quick story before. You get all sorts of fucking whack jobs in your audience in Edinburgh, and... I had one guy come in and he was sat there with his arms I had one guy wait behind for 20 minutes to tell me it wasn't really for him. That's commitment to letting me know he wasn't my crowd. But I had one guy, and I mean, this is going to end the night on a really dour note, but I'm going to tell you. I had one guy in, and he just sat in frowny faced. He didn't like the part about inclusion. He didn't like the part about black people in the Star Wars universe. He was really, really cross. And of course, you know, at the end, he got a bit heckly, and he shouted out about the toys being far too left-wing these days, which... I mean, how fucking angry are you at the world if you're shouting at a Transformer? And he says the last time there was a good toy for children was when the Lego released the Knights and Castle sets. Do you remember them? Because they presented an accurate representation of what the world was like and children could learn from them. Which is fucked up, because I did say to him, I said, you do know that the Lego sets, the Knights sets, there was one called the Crusades. And he said, yes. He says, and you agree with that? I says, yes. I said, if you don't know the Crusades is essentially a holy war from England and Italy and Spain, and it was knights, kind of, and France, don't forget the French, they've always been twats, kind of converting people to Christianity all across the Eastern Europe. And by converting, I mean, do you believe in Jesus or do you want killed? That was the... And I says, and you're all right with that? And he said, yes. And I says, well, in that case then, you can have no complaints if at some point Lego release a Twin Towers memorial set. And he got very cross. You know when someone's so right-wing they make you sympathise with terrorists? And that's what happened. And he stormed out, and as he went out, I says, and the best thing about it is when it arrives, it's already fucking built. Guys, I'm Steve McLean, thank you very much. We do have another show to bring in, so we'll have a drink upstairs, guys.